I reset every player in the NFL to their original team. So today, with the power of Madden, we're gonna see what the NFL would look like if every team just never let any of their players go. And how we're gonna do this is I'll get a quick look at the top players for each team, and then we'll go into rebuild mode and see how the NFL shakes out. But super quick, I'm gonna keep this intro really short, at least by my standards. Thank you all so much for not only 8,000 subscribers, which is what this video was supposed to be for, but 8,500 subscribers now. We're growing so quick I can't even keep up with the videos. Let's see if we can get to 9,000 subscribers, and once we hit that, I'll have another special, different type of rebuild come out. We're getting very close to 10K, thank you for that. I'll have a little, probably corny spiel about that later in the video. So subscribe if you want to be an OG of the channel while you still can be one. And we're gonna go for a crazy like goal that we've hit a few times before. Let's see if we can get to 1,000 likes for this special video. I've put a crazy amount of time into these rosters, so it'll make it worth it if we can get to 1,000 likes. I mean, we could probably get to 10,000 if everybody liked these videos. I'm sorry for plugging so much, but I've put so much time into this. Please. And very last thing, let me know what type of special rebuild idea you have, because that's where I get most of my video ideas. I don't think I got this one from the comments, but almost every other I do. So just let me know what type of rebuild you would want to see me do. But that's enough plugging, and let's get into what is probably the most fun, most in-depth rebuild I've ever done. So how I'm gonna do this, like I said, is we're gonna go through real quick, and we're gonna look at what some of these teams are looking like. I'll put a little timestamp on screen to where you can skip to if you don't want to see this, but also, why are you here? Because this is like the whole point of the rebuild. I'm not gonna question it. I'll put a timestamp for when I'm done showing the teams. The Cowboys are the best overall team in these rosters, but they didn't change too much. They got Randy Gregory and Chidobe Awuzie back, and Zeke and Byron Jones, but nobody super crazy. The Dolphins' top two players are players that they no longer have, Laramie Tunsil, Minkah Fitzpatrick. The Eagles got Jordan Poyer, weirdly enough. I did not know he was here, ever, but his first ever team was the Philadelphia Eagles. The Falcons didn't get much. They got Devondre Campbell back. They got Foyesade Olukun back. They got Julio Jones back for whatever that's worth. The 49ers got DeForest Buckner back. Jimmy Ward, DJ Reed. So they got some good players. Trent Brown. The Giants got Odell back. And Evan Ingram, BJ Hill, Dalvin Tomlinson. They got some good players back. The Jaguars got Jalen Ramsey back. I couldn't move Calvin Ridley. I'll do that now. I'll do that after I go through these. He was injured, so I couldn't take him off their team, which is so stupid that that's a thing. I mean, I know how that's how it is in real life, but still. The Jets might be the biggest winner from this. They got Demario Davis, Jamal Adams. They get Geno Smith, which definitely could have been a lot worse if he didn't have a breakout this year, because they would have been stuck with like Sam Darnold or Zach Wilson. So they're lucky in this world. Leonard Williams even, Marcus May. The team's looking good. The Lions got Darius Slay back, TJ Hawkinson, Quandre Diggs. The Packers got Devontae Adams, Micah Hyde, Aaron Rodgers, Corey Linsley. It's kind of eye-opening, the players that they've let go. The Panthers got Christian McCaffrey back, James Bradbury, DJ Moore. The Patriots got Joe Thuney back, Matt Judon should not be here, Shaq Mason, and very old Chandler Jones. The Raiders got Khalil Mack back, Danico Autry, who I didn't even remember was here, and Derek Carr. No more Jimmy G for them. The Rams got John Franklin Myers, John Johnson, Gerald Everett, and Jared Goff. The Ravens got Zadarius Smith, Darren Waller, who was a receiver here, by the way, Marquise Brown, Ryan Jensen, CJ Mosley. They've definitely let some players go. The Saints got Trey Hendrickson back, Marcus Williams, Brandon Cooks, CJ Gardner-Johnson, Marcus Davenport, Von Bell. Good amount of players for them. The Seahawks didn't get much. They got Ethan Posick, Rashad Penny, and oh yeah, Russell Wilson back. Maybe he can become the old Russell Wilson once again. We'll see. The Steelers got Javon Hargrave back, Juju Smith-Schuster for better or for worse, James Conner, Terrell Edmonds. The Texans got DeAndre Hopkins back, DJ Reader, Jadeveon Clowney, Deshaun Watson. They're not looking too bad. The Titans got AJ Brown back, Adoree Jackson. The Vikings got Stephon Diggs back, so now this is like the nastiest receiver receiver duo, maybe of all time, between him and Justin Jefferson. They also get Dalvin Cook back after like a few weeks. Cordero Patterson, Adam Thielen's back, Eric Kendricks is back. The Bears get Roquan back, Adrian Amos, Charles Leno. The Bengals get Kevin Zeitler and Carl Lawson. Nothing crazy for them. The Bills get Stephon Gilmore, so now this is one of the nastiest corner duos in the NFL with Gilmore and Trey White. They also get Wyatt Teller. Tremaine Edmonds is back after only a couple months. The Broncos get Von Miller back, Shaq Barrett, Bradley Chubb. The Browns get Emmanuel Ogbah back, Jabril Peppers, Austin Corbett. The Bucks don't get much. They get Alex Kappa, Jordan Whitehead, and that's it for the major players. The Cardinals definitely do win here, getting Tyrann Mathieu, Hassan Reddick, Calais Campbell, Christian Kirk, Patrick Peterson, Byron Murphy. Almost all of their top players are new additions from this rebuild. The Chargers get Adrian Phillips and Jason Verrett, Hunter Henry. I was going to say that's not great, but that's a few decent players for sure. The Chiefs get Tyreek Hill back, Kareem Hunt, Charvarius Ward, Marcus Peters, Rodney Hudson. The Colts get Bobby Okereke, Jerry Hughes, who I originally had on the Bills because I forgot he was a Colt. The Commanders get Trent Williams back, who I almost somehow forgot was here. Brandon Sheriff, Kirk Cousins is back with the Commanders, or now the Commanders. And then I believe that is every team. So definitely some crazy stuff going on here. Oh, and I think I missed Aaron Rodgers back on the Packers. I can't remember now, but just in case. I don't want to forget about that. So this is going to be a crazy rebuild. And if you're wondering why I picked the Cowboys, it is because they are the highest overall team in these rosters. Players I didn't even mention for them are Dalton Schultz, La'el Collins, Connor Williams, Cole Beasley, who just signed with the Giants. Gross. They are definitely the biggest winner here, and I never would have guessed the Cowboys for this. I'll just say that. I did not think they would be the best. Also, why the hell does Dak Prescott have Superstar X Factor in the year of our Lord 2023? I don't know. I got fairly in-depth with this roster too. Like, they have Mike White back, Cooper Rush, like Jalen Guyton. I didn't go super crazy, so there are still some players like this available, but I made sure every team had at least an okay-ish player at every starting position. Also, the rosters got full, so I just couldn't sign some players. But again, this was a hell of a roster to make. I would very much appreciate a like. I don't mean to be such a like whore, but good lord, this took me so long. Longer than you would think. But I'll get those few players sorted out that are on teams they shouldn't be on. I just straight up forgot about Matt Judon. I don't know why, and then Ridley I couldn't move. But with that, let's get into the rebuild of this team, which is going to be the also very interesting part. Apologies in advance if I do forget about someone somewhat important, but let's get into this and let's get to, I guess, the midseason point of year one, and let's see how the NFL is doing. But at the midseason point of year one, we are 5-2. I see the Bears are 4-3. Obviously, they have Roquan Smith back, who is apparently their best player. Let's check out some of the NFL records. So the Chiefs are the best team at 7-0. The Bengals are doing really well. The Titans are doing really well. I guess getting A.J. Brown back definitely helped them out. Ravens, Steelers, Packers up here, and then the worst teams in the NFL, the Colts. Who did they really lose? I can't really think of anyone off the top of my head. The Dolphins, that makes sense. Jalen Ramsey, Bradley Chubb, Tyreek Hill. The Vikings, they just always suck in this game though, so I don't know. They have Teddy Bridgewater, the GOAT, at QB. The Raiders, that doesn't make sense. They added Khalil Mack, Danico Autry, like I said, and I don't think they lost much, so that's kind of surprising. Definitely interesting so far. We'll check back again at the end of the year. I might just do it that way. I might just check at the end of the season for each year instead of at the midseason point, because things always change. I'm still going to treat this like a regular rebuild though. So who do we have to re-sign? Oh, we have negative $4.5 million to work with. So, I mean, it definitely could be worse. We're gonna need a linebacker, but Terrence Steele we already have. La'el Collins, that took me way too long to remember his name, good lord. And then Tony Pollard, we have Zeke, which isn't great anymore, but it'll do. So with that, nothing else for us to really check here, and let's get to the end of year one, and let's see what happens with the NFL. I'm gonna try to not get too mad about how fucking terrible Madden simulation is, but the highest overall team, the Dallas Cowboys, misses the playoffs going 8-9. Oh my god. We were even doing well too. We were 5-2, but Jesus Christ, there better be a competitor to EA's dog shit game soon. I hope and I pray. I guess we'll check out our season stats, but we might go quickly over the NFL stats too. Dak was better than he was in real life, to be fair. Tony Pollard was fucking hot, steamy ass, dude. Zeke was low-key better, at least for yards per carry, definitely for touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb was our leading receiver with 1,200 yards. Cedric Wilson had 1,100. Blocking was actually very good for Madden standards, at least. We had 3 players with over 100 tackles. Tackles for loss, 27 for DeMarcus Lawrence. Good amount overall. Sacks, 13 for Micah Parsons. DeMarcus Lawrence with 10.5, and then not much outside of that. Only 3 from Randy Gregory. Bruh. It looks like he didn't play much, though, so whatever. Xavier Woods and Chidobe Awuzie each had 4 interceptions, 2 for Leighton Vander Esch, and then 1 for a number of players. But this is going to be the interesting thing. Is the MVP going to be a player that switched teams? My guess is no, but it also could be some stupid shit like Teddy Bridgewater or like Matt Ryan or oh, it's totally going to be Matt Ryan. He does weirdly well in this game. Let's see. No, okay, it's Josh Allen. I was going to say both of these two, but I wanted to go weirder than those two. Aaron Rodgers at 2, Kirk Cousins at 3. Andy Dalton must have got cut by the Bengals because he ended up back on the Saints. Derek Carr up there. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Nick Chubb. Tyreek back on the Chiefs up there at 4. Kareem Hunt at 9. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Christian McCaffrey. Devontae Adams at number 5. Aaron Rodgers at 6. Kirk Cousins at 8. Odell back on the Giants at 9. That's a fun list. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Von Miller back on the Broncos. Khalil Mack back on the Raiders up there. Zadarius Smith, Chandler Jones. I don't know why this is so fun to me. Oh god, Leonard Floyd at number 2 for Defensive Player of the Year. All right, a few Cowboys up here, we'll take it. DeForest Buckner up there back on the 49ers. AFC Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to, not a rookie, it goes to Will Levis. Oh god, okay. Michael Mayer up there, technically number 2. NFC goes to Bijan Robinson, that makes sense. I guess none of these players will be on different teams, so we're not going to go over those. NFC Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Aiden Hutchinson. Any Cowboys up here? Mozzie Smith at number 9. We'll take it. So let's check out some of the NFL records this year. It's going to be weird, fair warning. The Tennessee Titans, apparently adding like Marcus Mariota. I guess he didn't even start. A.J. Brown, Taylor Lewan, Jack Conklin. Apparently that really helped because they went 14-3. Panthers up here at 11-6, getting McCaffrey back. Ravens at 14-3. Chiefs at 13-4. Commanders at 11-6. Let's check out the worst teams. The Jaguars end up being terrible. That's weird. They were low-key one of the big winners of this. I guess they lose Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Brandon Sheriff, but they had Jalen Ramsey, Yannick Ngakoue, like both of their linebackers, I think. Or no, I guess they lose their linebackers. I guess they kind of lost some players, gained some players, but the players they got back were pretty good. The Texans down here, that makes sense. The Cardinals down here, they became really good. Actually, same deal with the Texans. They became pretty good too. The 49ers down here, Madden Sim is so weird, dude. But anyways, no playoffs for us somehow, even though we were the highest overall team, thanks EA. Let's get into the offseason, and I wonder who's gonna win the Super Bowl. Probably the Commanders or something stupid. No, it's just the Chiefs. Okay, so even after, I guess they technically downgraded here. Well, no, I guess I wouldn't say that. They got Tyreek Hill back and Kareem Hunt. So no, they definitely upgraded. They do have Eric Fisher at left tackle, which I guess that's not too much of a change from whoever their left tackle is right now. I can't remember. They somehow got Greg Gaines and Trey Flowers. They both must have gotten cut. Yeah, they added Charvarius Ward. Okay, I kind of see why this team won the Super Bowl. They did have some losses too, for sure, but they got some of their better players back. The Giants are weirdly enough in the Super Bowl at 9-8, which feels like there's always a borderline 500 team in the Super Bowl. Again, thanks EA. But with that, let's get into the offseason and let's see what kind of chaos is going to happen, if any. There could be a shitload of players. There could just be no players. We'll see. But for our re-signings, I do want Leighton Vander Esch back. We'll offer him 4 years, 31 mil. He does take it. I don't actually want Tony Pollard back. He's just not good in this game. I would sign him in real life, but he's just terrible here, so we're not going to do that. Terrence Steele isn't too expensive. Oh, we can't afford him. Never mind. We can't get Terrence Steele back, so we'll have to let those players go. And let's see what we can do in free agency. Ooh, so it is a very weak free agent class. There is Michael Thomas, but like that's not a player moving teams or anything, obviously. There just straight up isn't anyone that good at all. Christian Gonzalez apparently got cut. Has normal dev because you can't give players dev traits when you're creating them into rosters, which is so stupid. I've said that about a million times before. But unfortunately, we're not going to do anything here in free agency because A, we're broke, and B, there's nobody. So with that, let's get into the draft and let's see what we can do. But here in the draft, we have the number 17 overall pick. Of course, we finish right in the range where we don't make the playoffs, yet we still don't have a good pick. That's great. The Jags have the number 1 overall pick. Who's going to be available with our pick? There are some receivers, but we don't need receiver, like, at all. We just don't really have that many needs in general, I don't think. I mean, our offense is, like, completely good. I'm surprised Cedric Wilson didn't get a superstar dev. Maybe we could draft a receiver. Jabril Cox got star dev. We'll take that. Funny last name because I'm immature. DeMarcus Lawrence and I think Chidobe Awuzie each got superstar dev. We could maybe look for defensive tackle. I'm surprised Oso Digizua doesn't have a star dev in this game, but Neville Gallimore does. We could look for a good corner, but Xavier Woods apparently played in the slot, or he did, but apparently he did well because he went up to star dev. I just put Byron Jones at free safety. So whatever's the best, or whoever's the best at either receiver, corner, or defensive tackle we'll probably go with. Oh god, I should not draft a corner with the last name Claiborne to the Cowboys. That would not be a good idea. But honestly, none of the players at any of these positions look all that good. One of these corners might be solid though. I don't think it is Claiborne. I don't think he's the best because he's just not very fast. Marquise Winter is fast, but his ratings aren't quite as good, but they're not the worst. He might be the pick. And then Gerald Green is kind of a mix because he has good ratings and a pretty good combine. He's better than Claiborne, I think. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to trade down a little bit, and whichever one of those 3 corners are still available, I think we'll go with one of them. Trade down only 3 spots to pick up a 3 this year and a 4 next year. We'll take that. We're going to trade down to 20 with the Raiders, and that didn't really help anything because they're all still here. We'll go with the best athlete in Marquise Winter. He's 6'2", 210, which is crazy. 22 years old, out of Missouri, and at that height, he ran a 4.38 and has good ratings. This is like Tariq Woolen light or something. He's not as athletically freaky as Tariq Woolen, but he looks pretty damn good. So let's take him. I knew it. God damn it, dude. Normal dev. All right. Ah, yeah, he's a low injury player. Okay, I'm learning that bad injury players are usually maybe decent overall, but bad dev trait. And now in the second round, oh, the Claiborne guy is still here. Maybe it's good we didn't go with him. There is a receiver here that I was thinking about in the first round, Joe Taylor. He ran a 4.24. Like, oh, and he had a 42-inch vertical jump. Damn. And I know his ratings are terrible outside of the deep route running, but a lot of the time the deep threats have like all F. At least he has D, catch in traffic, and spec catch, C awareness, so it could be worse. Is he worth taking here? What's his injury rating? B to C. If he's available round 3, we'll probably take him. I think that's the plan. I do kind of want to go with Deontay Nolan, but we don't really need any more defensive tackles now that I think about it, because we have Mozzie Smith, we have Neville Gallimore, or Oso Digizua, but he does look pretty good. Okay, yeah, we're just going to take him here and hope that the receiver's available in the 3rd round. I think Nolan has a better chance to play than that receiver, so let's take Deontay Nolan. Good ratings, good combine. I mean, he ran a 4.88 and a 4.82 at his pro day at 317 pounds. That's pretty damn fast, but let's take him. Deontay Nolan out of Florida, only 21 years old. Hopefully he doesn't suck, and he has normal dev. I should have known, but still could be a good overall. We'll see. Okay, Joe Taylor is still available, so I'm glad I didn't take him with the last pick. That's kind of a bad sign, but also sometimes those like really fast, just pure deep threat receivers do fall, and they end up not being the best overall, but a lot of them do have like superstar dev or something. Now that I said that, this guy's definitely gonna have normal and be a 65 overall, but he's gonna be the last pick I'm gonna make here. We'll just simulate the rest out. He's 5'9", 185, 22 years old, left-handed, just like me for real, out of Alabama. Joe Taylor, you are a Dallas Cowboy. And he does have hidden dev, 99 speed, 96 jumping, only 80 agility though, even though he's really fast and short and small. It really doesn't make that much sense. I guess he's just only speed and no shiftiness, but looks like a good player. We'll take it. Ooh, okay. Honestly, none of these players are as good as I thought they were. Marquise Winter is only a 73 overall. I thought he would be more like a 75. He's just not quite as athletic as I thought he would be. I thought he would be a little faster, even though 92 speed is good. His coverage isn't as good as I thought he would be. He's not amazing, but he'll start eventually, I think. Deontay Nolan straight up is not that good. He's a 71 overall. That's really surprising to me. I feel completely lied to. I feel like both of these players looked very good. At defensive tackle, he does at least go up to a 73, but still, no dev trait does kind of suck, and will definitely keep him from ever being that good, more than likely. And Joe Taylor, I kind of realized that when I saw that he just wasn't that shifty at all, but he's only a 67 overall, so he's not terrible as a third round pick because he does have that hidden dev. We'll just have to see what it is, but still, I again feel a little lied to. The CPU drafted pretty well, decent running back. I guess that makes sense. We did lose Tony Pollard, so adding a receiving back, that is like the most logical CPU pick I've ever seen. Decent safety, which that doesn't make sense. We have about 1 million, but we'll take it. I don't know why I'm so judgmental of the CPU's ability to draft. Normally it just sucks. Actually, I want to see what were the top picks in the draft. I saw the Jags up there. They probably went with a QB or some stupid shit. No, they went with a pass rusher, even though they just took fucking Trayvon Walker #1 overall not that long ago. Okay, that's a brain dead pick. I mean, he looks good, but why? These are some weird ass picks. The Colts go QB in back-to-back years at #4 overall. The Bucks go with a QB. That makes sense, I guess. The draft logic in this game is so bad, but it is what it is. But here's a look at our team heading into year #2 of the rebuild. Also, I feel like I did a good job of not spoiling what this video would be, because I remember for one rebuild, I accidentally saved over like my actual custom rosters, so I had to go through and just put the players back on their right teams, and I accidentally forgot to take Zeke back off the Cowboys, so I was like, oh, they just must have signed him, but I was like, oh shit, I just forgot to take him back off. So yeah, that was a fun time. But this team is very good and very, very complete, and here is a look at the defense. Not much is different with the team though, obviously. I am going to start the rookie defensive tackle and the rookie corner, so hopefully they both can do pretty well. But with that, let's get to the midseason point of year 2 and let's see how the team is doing. Okay, well, at the midseason point of year 2, we are 4-2. Not doing too bad. That's a lot of 2s, I'm sorry. We are leading the division, technically, mostly probably because we have played one less game than the Commanders, who are 4-3, and we'll probably lose this game against the Broncos, but we'll see. I don't know how we're a lower overall team than when we started. We were in 86, now we're in 85, but we'll get back up. We'll see. We have a breakout receiver here. There's almost no point in checking this. I really don't think we're going to hit this breakout. It's probably not Albert Wilson. What the hell is his name? Cedric Wilson. No, it's Michael Gallup. 3+ touchdowns or 150+ yards total. I don't know about that, Chief, but we'll see. And then we, of course, have some re-signings here. We're not going to check the records of teams yet. We will at the end of the year, but we definitely have some important players here. Tyron Smith, Trayvon Diggs, Cedric Wilson, who was very good last year, but honestly, he was just good because of the scheme, so we could let him go. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say, but it was. We have the greatest player of all time here in Mr. Mike White and his massive schlong. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Trayvon Diggs, I definitely want back, obviously. We'll offer him 5 years, almost 80 mil per year. I would sure as hell hope not, but we're trending towards that direction for QBs at least. Tyron Smith, I want back too, but A, we can't afford him, and B, we'll wait for him to regress for us to re-sign him. And for that reason, I'm not going to re-sign Cedric Wilson yet. I want to see if we'll have enough cap to get both back, but I'd prefer to get Tyron Smith, so we'll see at the end of the year. But speaking of the end of the year, let's simulate there. Actually, we'll check the breakout first. We'll do that. Okay, so we do beat the Broncos 30-18, surprisingly. And do we hit the breakout? Probably not, but maybe. And of course, we do not hit it. Unfortunate. Okay, now let's get to the end of year number 2. Okay, well this game sucks. Big whole meaty cock, dude. This game's so bad. We missed the playoffs once again, going 9-8 with an 87 overall team. I guess it doesn't matter because I just randomly picked whatever team to rebuild, but of course the one we're using underperformed. The best teams in the NFL were the Raiders of all teams after being terrible last year, but fair enough. The Eagles, the Panthers, the Bengals, the Chiefs, the 49ers were actually good this year. The Cardinals, after being terrible last year, I mean, I thought they would be good, but they were one of the worst teams last year, so okay. And the worst teams were the Jets, the Rams, the Ravens of all teams, who also had one of the highest overall teams. That's really weird. It's very different from last year. Let's check out some of the team overalls, though. I'm curious. So, the Ravens are an 85, and it's still the goddamn cornerback Lamar Jackson as the face. There's nothing I can do about that. I get an unbelievable amount of comments about that. It's not me, it's EA being garbage. The Jags are only a 78 overall, which is surprising considering the players they got, but I guess it makes sense that they weren't very good. The 49ers are an 85. We're an 87, of course. The Chiefs are an 86. They definitely have a good roster, obviously. The Cardinals are one of the worst, yet they finished with a really good record. All right, the Bills still have a really good team, so some teams, the Titans are an 84 overall, goddamn. The Vikings have a really good overall team, but they just suck dick in simulation. So, oh my god, I hope y'all can't hear the dog in the background. Hold up. Okay, I forgot what I was saying, but let's check out some of our season stats. Dak was good, but like still a lot of pick. This would be like his best year ever in real life, but Madden numbers are inflated, so this was probably like the top 10-ish range. Zeke was really good, almost 1,300 yards, 4.6 yards per carry, 17 touchdowns. Regressed a lot in real life, but definitely hasn't regressed here and plays better than Tony Pollard for some reason. CeeDee Lamb with 1,100 yards. We had 3 1,100-yard receivers with CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz, and Michael Gallup. Cedric Wilson was fine. The offensive line held up really well. Tyron Smith was amazing, for Madden terms at least. Leighton Vander Esch led the team with 132 tackles, 130 for Jabril Cox. DeMarcus Lawrence with 25 tackles for loss. Good lord. 16 for Mozzie Smith, 13 for Parsons. And then sacks weren't as good as I thought they would be. Again, 12.5 for DeMarcus Lawrence, which is good. Only 10 for Micah Parsons, which is like a decent number, but he's obviously better than that. Only goddamn 2 for Randy Gregory. Again, not getting that much playing time for some reason, but still, what the hell. And then interceptions, 4 for Trayvon Diggs led the team, 3 for Leighton Vander Esch, 2 for Chidobe Awuzie, Marquise Winter as a rookie, who had a pretty decent rookie year in terms of stats at least, and then Byron Jones with 2 interceptions at safety. MVP goes to Jalen Hurts. Okay, still no new team MVP. Aaron Rodgers at number 2. Or I guess not new team, but old team technically. And he's the only one that went back to his original team that was up here. Interesting. Offensive Player of the Year for AFC goes to Josh Jacobs. NFC goes to Saquon Barkley. Zeke up there at number 6. Defensive Player of the Year for the AFC goes to TJ Watt. And for the NFC goes to Denzel Perryman, who signed with the Giants, apparently didn't want to stay with the Chargers. Hassan Reddick on the Cardinals again up there at number 2. DeMarcus Lawrence at number 6. We'll take it, I guess. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Donnie Steen of the Buccaneers. Parker Foster at number 7. Is that our running back? I can't remember, dude. And then Kevin Eccles of the Cardinals wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Marquise Winter all the way down at 7. I thought he would be at a little higher, but at least we have a player up there. Definitely not a good start to the rebuild for the Cowboys, but it's definitely an interesting franchise. We'll say that. There are some weird things happening. I'm still waiting for that, like, Taylor Heineke MVP or some shit like that. Ooh, the Titans win the Super Bowl over the Eagles 45-30. The Titans do have a very good roster here. Well, a pretty good roster at an 84. They're not the best, but they have a good one for sure. Now, again, were they like the best team ever? No, but they do win the Super Bowl here over the Eagles 45-30. I actually don't know the last time I have seen the best overall team win the Super Bowl. It seems like it's better to have a worse team, genuinely. I know I say that a lot, but it really does seem better. Not that the Titans are terrible, but still. But for re-signings, more money did free up, and we definitely need Tyron Smith back. Maybe he just played better than he would have normally because he was in a contract year, but still is a very good player. We'll offer him 3 years, almost 90 mil, and he does take that. Is that a little expensive for a 33-year-old player? Maybe, but we did it. I mean, it's not expensive now, but it will be once he starts regressing. And then everyone else here, I mean, Cedric Wilson was really good the first year, but that was just because of the scheme. He's already 28. Malik Collins is a backup here. He is pretty good in real life. It's just a lot of backups here. So with that, hopefully there are some good players in free agency this year, but we'll see. And you know what? This is probably a good time before I check who's in free agency to say thank you all so much for like the generic YouTuber term, but support lately. The views have been crazy, all the like nice comments and shit or whatever, the subscribers and all that. I really do appreciate it. We're getting very close to 10K, which I never thought we would get this far. I said a while ago that I might or might not do a face reveal at 10K. I don't think I'm going to, but I guess there's a chance, maybe. But I don't know, it's just super interesting. I haven't like fully wrapped my mind around it, but I don't know what made me do this. But I went and checked like some of the, you know, rebuilding people that I looked up to. I'm not gonna say who, but like a lot of my videos get more views than theirs do now, and that's just wild to me, because when I was like 13 or whatever, when I watched them, I thought they were like untouchable, but just within like 1 year of me doing this, we've already kind of surpassed that a little bit. Like, not to be fully comparative and all that, that's not really a good thing to do, but it's just crazy to me. I can't like wrap my mind around it. It's such a weird thing. It's just really fun, and it's really crazy that we're still definitely trending upwards big time. So thank you all so much for that. It's crazy. It's crazy we're gonna be at 10K soon. I can't believe that, and still very much growing. But anyways, back to the point of the video. Holy shit. Okay, this was the free agency I was kind of expecting last year. I just figured a lot of the teams would like cut some of their good players because they would have been backups, because they would have, you know, added older players back. But yeah, apparently a lot of teams are broke and couldn't afford some of their top players because of the players we added back to them. So this is a loaded free agent class. I was gonna say we might go crazy here, and then I forgot, and then I remembered we have less than $9 million to work with. That's not great. Are there any cuts we can make? Probably not, but I still want to check. We could trade Dak. As weird as that would be, I mean, that might be an option, but like, what would we do at QB? It's not like we could afford the top guys there. Who were the top guys there? It was Justin Herbert and someone else. Who was it? Was it Tua? It might have been Tua. No, there wasn't another QB. I'm schizophrenic. Oh, it was AJ Terrell. I thought it said QB. It said CB. Terrell Burgess has superstar. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna be able to do any crazy shit here, even though it is kind of loaded. I think the only move we're gonna make is we're gonna go for Donovan Peoples-Jones. Well, do we even need to go for him? I focused scouted receiver. We're not gonna have a great pick though, so I don't know if we're gonna get an amazing receiver. Fuck it. Let's just try to sign Donovan Peoples-Jones. Not really necessary, but I want to do something. So we're the only team interested so far. Let's see if he signs. So we do get Donovan Peoples-Jones. At the very least, very boring free agency classes so far. Literally nothing year one in Donovan Peoples-Jones this year, even though he is an underrated receiver. That's nothing crazy. Let's just get into the not free agency, the draft. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's get to the draft. Good Lord. I need to sleep more. But here in the draft, the Jets, of course, have the #1 overall pick. We pick at number 16. I guess we're just doomed to be mid for the entire rebuild. What do we want to do here? We don't really have that many needs, honestly, at least that we could fill in the draft. God, this is a terrible receiving class. There was one first round projected receiver. He was like first to second, but he just didn't look good. Apparently someone took him. He'll probably be a 99 overall with superstar X Factor. Can't wait. It says we need a strong safety. Did we lose like, not Israel Mukawa? What the hell is his name? Their starting safety? Donovan Wilson. I mean, he's just not that good, so I guess that's fair. I mean, he's good in real life, but here he's 29, only a 77 overall. That could be something we look at. I think that is what we're gonna look at. I don't even know if who we're gonna take is gonna start this year at safety, but at least for next year, probably. DeAndre Johnson. Well, wrong position, but maybe he'll be good as Andre Johnson. I don't know. He does look pretty good, actually. Had a good combine. That's like the fastest safety I've ever seen. Normally, they are slow as balls. balls. But this guy actually looks pretty good. Yeah, fuck it. I guess let's go DeAndre Johnson. He is so gonna have normal dev. He just screams normal dev for some reason, but he looks like a good player. He's 6 foot, 221, 21 years old, left-handed, out of Washington, just like me for real. Let's take him. And of course, all I gotta do is say they're gonna have normal dev, and then they will have hidden dev. It's just the reverse psychology of drafting, I guess. But 91 speed, not as fast as he probably should be. Only 89 excel too, but he still looks like a good player. We'll take it. Is there a receiver here worth taking, like, at all? Probably not. This guy actually looks good, Jerry McGee, but he's a UDFA, so we might even take him as early as next round because he does look pretty good. He ran a goddamn 4.24. Decent enough ratings, which for a deep threat, that's actually really good. We'll probably either take him next round or round 4. We'll see. I guess let's look at a linebacker. Ty Sapp does look pretty decent. He's not like that fast really at all, and his pursuit isn't that good, but we kind of need a linebacker. He's probably not going to be amazing, but we'll take him. He does have hidden dev at least. Good speed, good excel, better than it probably should be. How the hell is a 4.63 or 4.64, 87 speed, 90 excel, but a 4.38 is only 91 speed, like 89 excel? I don't understand that, but fair enough, I guess. Is that receiver gone? Oh no, here he is. This guy's probably gonna suck, and there's probably a reason he's in the UDFA section, but he looks really good. He has bad injury, so maybe he won't have a dev trait. I don't know. He's from Columbia. Is there an NFL player currently in the NFL from Columbia? I have no idea, but obviously very fast like we saw. Good enough ratings. Let's take him. And of course he has normal like I said, so I think I definitely have cracked the code. I'm sure many people have cracked that code before, but low injury does normally equal normal dev. But good speed, good excel, could still be a decent player. We'll see. So I'll just simulate the rest out and hopefully the CPU can pick better than I did, because that didn't feel amazing. Okay, no, we actually had a really good draft. DeAndre Johnson is a 77 overall. He looks like a very good safety. Really good man coverage, good zone coverage, good tackle. His pursuit isn't great, definitely more of a cover safety. He looks pretty good though, we'll take it. Ty Sapp is also good. I thought he would be around this range, around the 73 overall range. Way more athletic than I thought he would be, obviously, like we saw. Not a very good cover linebacker, but it is what it is. Still listed as a 71 overall cover linebacker. Jerry McGee, the receiver we took, is a 71 overall. Just of course no dev trait, but he actually looks pretty good. He'll be a good depth receiver for sure. And then the rest of our picks, Mark Duval looks okay, 68 overall. But the rest of the picks the CPU made, other than our last pick, Jalen Sawyer, he actually looks pretty good. But other than him, the rest of the picks weren't great. Just out of curiosity, were there any like generational players here? I never checked this. Definitely not. We actually got, okay, I called a few things. That receiver was the best, tied for the best player in the class, but we got the other player that was tied for the best player in the class. So either one we would have gone with, we would have gotten tied for the best players. So we will definitely take that, although the receiver would have been a little more important. But with that, let's get into year number 3 of the rebuild, maybe even the final year, depending on how we do. And let's get a look at the team. But here's a look at the team heading into year number 3 of the rebuild. This could very well be the last year, or we will very much disappoint, which is more likely what's gonna happen. I'm surprised we're only an 86 overall. This team is just very deep though, especially our defense. On offense, we're pretty much just the Cowboys. Well, I guess. We're the Cowboys if you just add back their good players that are still in the league. Also, I was right. Joe Taylor does have superstar dev. We will absolutely take that. We're gonna play him as the third receiver and then Donovan Peoples-Jones as the slot, I guess. We'll see how that goes. We'll figure something out. And then here's the defense. There were a decent amount of good players just chilling in free agency. Malik Hooker, actual Cowboy in real life. Devin Lloyd, Jack Sanborn. So we'll definitely take it. We moved Byron Jones back to corner. Winter got star dev, so we'll take that. And I guess we'll start DeAndre Johnson. I mean, he's the same overall as Donovan Wilson. I mean, Wilson's playing with +1 from morale, but still, might as well just start him if he's already as good and younger and has a dev trait. But this is a very loaded and very deep team. I also want to get Sapp some playing time as a rookie. We'll put him as like the number 2 sub linebacker or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But with that, let's get to the midseason point of year 3 and let's see how the team and the NFL in general are doing. Okay, we are just eternally doomed to be mid. We're 4-3 at the midseason point of week 8, or no, at the midseason point of year 3, at the midseason point of week 8. I'm fucking stupid, but yeah, I think we know how this is gonna finish out. So maybe this won't be the last year. We'll see. It still could be. Holy piss and balls. We have 157 mil to work with because literally every player on the team is here to re-sign. Fuck me. Zach Martin will start with. Actually, will we? We could wait for him to regress, but honestly, he's not that much money anyways. 1 year, 17.4 mil. Okay, he wants more years. I figured he would. CD Lamb, CD's nuts because I'm definitely mature. We will offer him 4 years, 85.6 mil. Okay, he at least accepts. I didn't think he would. DeMarcus Lawrence, maybe the same deal. We'll wait for him to regress for sure because he is 32. Chidobe Awuzie, 1 year, 14.7 mil. He also doesn't accept it. Go fuck yourself. Zeke probably won't be that expensive. 4 years, 25.6 mil. He does resign. We'll take it. Dak, who I am still baffled that he has X Factor, will offer him 2 years, 62 mil. That's not too bad at all. And he does resign. Randy Gregory has done absolutely fuck all here. Connor Williams will resign 3 years, 35.7 mil. He does take it. And Dalton Schultz, I guess, will resign 5 years, 53 mil. And he doesn't take it. We are definitely not upping that. That was maybe too much to begin with. Well, he's a good tight end, but still. And then everyone else is either older or backups, so that was a bonkers amount of players. But so far, at least, we survived. We'll take it. But with that, let's get to the end of year 3, and hopefully we can be good, but we'll see. You never know. Okay, well, we do finally make the playoffs in year number 3, going 11-6. I feel weird saying we, because I feel like we're just seeing what would happen, but I guess this is the team we're controlling, so I guess we do make the playoffs going 11-6, like I said. Let's check out some of the standings from this season. I see the Commanders also went 11-6. The Packers were the best team in the NFL at only 12-5. There were so many 11-6 teams. This is what happens sometimes in Madden, though. I don't know why, but teams like level out and there just isn't a like dominant team. It's weird. The Browns are actually the worst team in the NFL. The Buccaneers also went 4-13. The Vikings were 5-12. The Vikings have had it really rough here. The Chargers were really bad. The Steelers and Jets and Colts and Rams were all bad. Some of the usual suspects down there for sure. It's just weird to me that the best team was only 12-5. Dak Prescott had the exact same year as last year, pretty much. 38 touchdowns, 14 picks. I think he also had about this many yards. That's kind of weird. 69% completion percentage though. Nice. We'll take it. Again, I'm definitely mature. Zeke with a little over 1,200 yards, 4.5 yards per carry, 13 touchdowns. Was that 13? Was that the right number? Yes. Okay. Sometimes I don't like process what I'm looking at and I just speak. I don't know. I'm weird. 1,500 yards for CD Lamb, 12 touchdowns. Joe Taylor with 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns. He was a monster. We will absolutely take that. And then Michael Gallup, 900 yards, 6 touchdowns. Dalton Schultz with a good amount of yards. Interesting. I did not mean to click him. That's not even who I clicked. La'el Collins showed up, but fair enough. La'el Collins was terrible. 12 sacks allowed, but the rest of the line was very good. Leighton Vander Esch led the team in tackles with 114. Parsons also had I guess not over 100, but he had 100. DeMarcus Lawrence with 19 tackles for loss, 14 for Deontay Nolan, who had a very good year, 13 for Mozzie Smith, 12 for Parsons. Sacks, DeMarcus Lawrence with 14, Micah Parsons with 10.5, Deontay Nolan with 8, but nothing really outside of that. Leighton Vander Esch with 4 interceptions led the team, also 4 for Trayvon Diggs, 3 for Ty Sapp as a rookie, who did have a good rookie year despite not playing a whole ton, and then 1 interception for a few players. We were definitely better this year. We'll take it. Joe Burrow wins MVP here, so unfortunately no weird MVP throughout the rebuild. It looks like Aaron Rodgers might have retired unless he just signed. No, we didn't see him in free agency, so Aaron Rodgers did retire finally. Justin Herbert signs to the Commanders. That's interesting. something. Also, Daniel Jones was up there, which is something. We'll say that. I feel like he's become a little overrated, but I don't know, man. Offensive Player of the Year does go to Devontae Adams for NFC. Also, Christian McCaffrey at number 2. Top 2 are players going back to their original team. Christian Kirk also up there. Miles Sanders up there. CeeDee Lamb up here at number 9. We'll take having someone up there. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Jonathan Taylor. AFC Defensive Player of the Year goes to Von Miller. He's been very good throughout this video. NFC Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aiden Hutchinson. DeMarcus Lawrence at number 2. Cole Holcomb going back to the Commanders up there. Reddick going back to the Cardinals up there. Devondre Campbell going back to the Falcons up there. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Tyler Perkins for the Lions. Looks like a QB. I guess Matthew Stafford retired, which I didn't really notice him up there for any awards or anything. He must not have done amazing when he was there. Not sure though. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Niles Garrison of the Rams. That's an interesting name. Ty Sapp at number 2. DeAndre Johnson at number 6. I didn't really even notice him do much at all, but at least he's up there. So of course we are going to be taking on the Carolina Panthers here. Now, even if we lose this playoff game, again, this is more about just the NFL. So we'll simulate the rest of the games out and still see who wins the Super Bowl. We're not going to jump into any games here because it is a more general NFL video than just one team, like I've said about a million times. I don't know why I keep feeling the need to reiterate that, but I do. But we will go play it cool, you know me. Let's check out some of the games that are going to be happening. It's going to... Oh, that's not how you do it. I'm stupid. Where do you check the goddamn playoff bracket? It's like right... Oh, it's literally right there. That's what I thought. Okay, so it's going to be Bengals, Patriots, Chiefs, Raiders, divisional game. Titans, Broncos, Falcons, Lions, 49ers, Commanders, and obviously Cowboys, Panthers, with the Bills and Packers having a first round bye. So definitely an interesting playoff group. Interesting to not see, ironically, the Eagles, a team in our division up there. Just kind of how simulation works sometimes. It's not exactly what you would call realistic. But let's simulate this game against the Panthers and probably lose, but we'll still go on even if we do. Also, Christian McCaffrey is wearing number 39. I obviously didn't have the time to edit every number, but at least the players are, for the most part, hopefully on the right teams. But let's see if we can get a win. And we actually do. We win 41-35 over the Carolina Panthers. We have a lot of scenarios here. Good amount of upgrades. We will take that. We have a recap for the first of many, though. Give us those sweet, juicy, succulent staff points. I'm in a fucking mood today, dude. I don't know. I'm sorry. And then we have a hot opponent scenario for the 49ers game. Shout out Bobby Shmurda, I guess. Let's go insult opponent. Fuck them. It's never good to do that, probably, because it gives them plus 10 everything and plus 5 to us, but who cares if we lose? But if we win, we get a bigger reward. But let's check out some of the other playoff games that happened. So the Patriots kicked the shit out of the Bengals, 31-7. So it's going to be Bills-Patriots in the divisional. The Raiders beat the Chiefs, and the Broncos put up 42 points with whoever their quarterback is here on the Titans. So it's going to be Broncos-Raiders, another division game. Actually, it is 4-for-4 rivalry games here, because Bills-Patriots is divisional. It's going to be Packers-Lions at the top there, and then Cowboys and 49ers is a rivalry. So it's 4-for-4 rivalry games here. That's kind of fun. I actually want to see, though, who the hell is the Broncos quarterback now, because it was Drew Lock. Could be someone. They probably signed some random quarterback. That's the 49ers. What am I doing? Broncos. They have Glenn Sheehan. Okay, cool. They also have the greatest player to ever live in Gardner Minshew. One of my favorite players ever, because I am a Washington State fan for some reason. But let's simulate this game against the 49ers and see who wins. Okay, so we do go out of the playoffs, unfortunately. We lose 21-7 to a worse overall team, but that's just what happens in Madden. But obviously that's not the end of the video yet. We're going until after the Super Bowl. We want to see what happens. So it's going to be 49ers Lions. That's an interesting game. Trey Lance versus whatever the Lions quarterback name was, and then Broncos Patriots. That's kind of a rivalry game if it was still like 2015 or something when both of them were really good, like Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady. I guess even earlier than that, because Peyton Manning kind of sucked in like 2015, like his last year. But let's simulate this game and let's see who's going to move on to the Super Bowl. So it's going to be a 49ers Patriots Super Bowl. Those are two toxic ass fan bases. Oh God. Good Lord. I know I say that a lot for Super Bowls. I guess I haven't in a while, but that one is a yikes for me, dog. There's no way I just unironically said that, but let's simulate this game in, I guess, Super Bowl 60. It's not 59 anymore. This is a year behind because you can't skip ahead without it, like, upgrading and regressing players, obviously, which is kind of stupid, but it is what it is. I guess they just want you to buy the next game, but still, that was a long ramble for no reason. Let's simulate this game and let's see who wins the Super Bowl in the third and final year. My guess is the 49ers. I know I'm going to be wrong. It's going to be the Patriots, but still. Okay, no, it is the 49ers. 20-17 over the New England Patriots to finish off this video. And the Patriots normally suck in Madden simulations, so it's definitely interesting to see them here. But of course, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you did enjoy, again, a like very much helps out. I have put up an absurd amount of time into this, like I've said a few times now. Be sure to subscribe to be an OG of the channel and to get more banger rebuilds like this recommended to you. And let me know what other type of weird, fun rebuild you would want me to do, because I'm open to whatever. Again, 1,000 likes, 9,000 subs, and we'll do a part 2 of this or some kind of related video if we hit 1,000 likes. 9,000 subs, we'll do another fun rebuild type thing. But I'll shut up now. Thank you all so much for watching, and with that, I'll see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.